What is going on, my people? Now, I was doing a little bit of research from the case. We all know that the Franks hearing was denied today, so they will not be looking at the Odenism claims. But like I said, I was doing a little research and I found some very interesting things. Let's dive in. Okay, so this is, why can't I move? Okay, whatever. This is Ron Logan. Now, Ron Logan was the property owner of which the girls were found deceased on that day on February 14th. Now, there are a plethora of things that I found very, very interesting when it comes to this man, and we're going to go through them. Now, the first thing that I thought was really weird was the sketch. Remember, we were all really confused about the sketch. The sketch looked like two completely different people. If you look at Ron Logan and you look at the older sketch and then you look at Richard Allen and look at this sketch, in my opinion, this sketch makes a lot more sense because, again, these two sketches look a lot different. So do these men. This is all alleged. I'm not accusing. I am kind of speculating, but hey, you make a decision for yourself, okay? The second thing of this long list that we're going to go through here, hopefully within 10 minutes. The second thing, the body structure, body frame, body build looks pretty the same to me. Hey, again, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to allege anybody. This man has passed from COVID. He is no longer with us. But just look at the body frames. Here is another kind of body frame. Just throwing it out there. Now, the next thing, the thing that also kind of blew my mind is I'm going to play a clip in a minute of him saying down the hill. Now, I don't remember what the news crew went and interviewed him, Ron Logan, and were like, hey, can you say those words? And he said them. Go ahead and roll the clip.
There's the voice at all.
Stephen asked Ron Logan to repeat those same chilling words. Listen.
Down the hill.
Down the hill. Down the hill.
All right, next. Now, these next couple things is going to be a rabbit hole, but I promise it will hopefully all make sense. Now, this is an FBI document from Nicole Robertson. She's an FBI agent. She's been with the FBI for a while. In the beginning, she goes and tells all her great things that she's done for the FBI before going through this case. Now, the next thing is she kind of breaks down basically around, the case, everything that happened, everything they know so far, which is, if you're up to date with the case, you know everything that would be in there. So they begin. They say Logan is a 77-year-old male. Now, this part right here. Logan's physical build is consistent with that of the male videoed by Liberty German on the bridge that day. He owns farmland, he owns farm animals, and he appears to be in good physical condition, which means he can, get around or whatnot. He was interviewed several times. His voice is not inconsistent with that of the person on the video. Okay, moving on. Now here they go on to say that it was also discovered that a piece of the clothing or something that one of the girls was wearing was removed from the crime scene. They were able to say that everything else that they were wearing was recovered, but this one item, and they don't give up what that one item is. All right, now it continues. It says Logan owns multiple weapons and things of that such. When they found a execution of a search warrant that began on March 6, 2017. Now, the reason why they searched his home was from a probation violation, but something in this document tells me that they used that probation violation to get in that house to see what was actually in that house or anything that he might have had when it comes to this case. Now, here's where things get interesting. On February 14th, this would have been shortly before the girls were found, Logan contacted his cousin. We'll just call him Cousin. Logan asked his cousin to tell police that Cousin came to Logan's house between 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. That would have been around the girls at the time went missing that day on February 13th to pick Logan up and take Logan to an aquarium store. Why? So why shortly before the girls were found are you trying to call your cousin to create an alibi? I'm not sure what's going on. Now, again, later that day when they were actually trying to search his property and go through and figure out what was going on, it says, a law enforcement officer, which is Leo, advised Logan that basically cops would not search his home unless they found a reason. In that meeting, Logan told the law enforcement officer that he did not think evidence would lead them to his house to search, but said, but I don't know. Why wouldn't you be sure if evidence leading to a horrendous crime would lead cops to your house? How do you not know that? Now, a receipt from that aquarium was actually found in that house, but it was from February 13th with a checkout time of 5:21. That would have been hours after the girls were actually killed that day. So why would you, one, need an alibi for the wrong time when you actually drove yourself hours later? Now here's where things get even more interesting. On March 16th, during an interview with law enforcement, Logan said that he was picked up by his cousin around 3 p.m. That would have been around the time that the girls were killed, and taken straight to the aquarium in Lafayette. On March 6, 2017, interview told Logan that after he was done at the aquarium store, he went straight home. Look what it says here. These statements were found to be factually false and intentionally designed to deceive law enforcement officers. All right, then they're like, you know what? Bring the cousin down here. So on March 7th, it's the day after that conversation, they brought the cousin down there. And the cousin told law enforcement officers that he was with Logan on Monday, February 13th, and that cousin drove him to the aquarium store. But hold on. Now, cousin told the law enforcement officer that he had lied while he was interviewed by the law enforcement officer on March 7th, the day before, at Logan's request. Why are you asking your cousin to lie for you? Cousin then explained that Logan had never asked cousin to lie for him in the past. Cousin knows that Logan always drives his car illegally, and that cousin always said that Logan did never ask him to lie while Logan was driving illegally before in the past. So if you're always driving illegally, why would you need this one day, this one time, to come up with some reason of why you weren't driving, that someone miraculously was driving for you, even though you had most likely driven to the aquarium around 5 to get that receipt? And they bring him down again on March 12th. Cousin explained in an interview to a law enforcement officer that Logan had called him the morning of February 14th and asked him to provide the alibi about the aquarium. The phone call was made prior to the girls being found, shortly prior, because like I said, they were later found on February 14th, Valentine's Day. And that's what said. Based on an investigator's experience, it is reasonable to believe that the creation of the alibi prior to the discovery of the crime scene indicates culpability or knowledge of the crime on his property. I'm pretty sure this is his cousin, but cousin also said that you looked like Bridge Guy. When they saw the picture of Bridge Guy, they automatically thought that it was Logan. Up here, it explains that earlier that day on February 13th, he went to a train station, but they also noted that Logan did not ask his cousin to create an alibi for him driving to the train station. So the only thing that he really needed to come up with was a timeline for around 2 to 3 p.m., which he got, which I thought was very fucking interesting. All right, now they bring in some woman that he used to date. March 8th, they bring in some woman that used to date Logan about 7 or 8 years ago. They were in a personal relationship for a couple months. She used to stay at his home, yada, yada, yada. Now, she left Logan because he was physically abusive. During her interview, she explained that Logan had continued to stalk and harass her after their breakup. During the relationship, Logan had dragged her out of her car by the hair, and that she actually still fears, for him. Now, she also said that she knew that Logan always carried a weapon with him everywhere he went, and that she also knew that he would carry a fanny pack. Now, when I saw Bridge Guy, I always thought that he had some sort of fanny pack. So I thought this little tidbit of her bringing up the fanny pack was very interesting, strange to me. And she also says that on March 8th, when she saw the picture, of Bridge Guy, she automatically thought that it was Logan and that he looked just like Bridge Guy. Now, another one. Now, a call placed on Logan's phone around that time on February 13th placed him at his location at 2:09 p.m. So even if he did say that he went to that store, he was at his home. His phone pinged him from his home. Although they could not ping exactly where he was because he has a lot of property, they were able to do analysis, and it says right here, they were able to do analysis of a text message that was sent to him on 7:56 later that night, but they were able to pinpoint him being in his home. So this ping at 2:09 p.m., they were able to at least say that he wasn't in his home, but he was on his property somewhere around the time that the girls had been killed. FBI document. Oop, I thought I was on that page when I explained all that, but this is where that is all explained. Pause to read. Again, I just found a lot of this information today. My mind is blown. I still want to do a little bit of digging, but this is straight from an FBI document. So I thought this was very interesting, to say the least. So if you guys want a part 2, let me know. Like I said, there are more to this document. There are more about this, Ron Logan guy. But tell me what you guys think. Very interesting. Like I said, he is no longer with us. He did pass from COVID, but this is all very, very interesting, to say the least. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys want a part 2, let me know. As always, I love you guys, and I will see y'all later.